Sabrina Carpenter matches her touring partner Taylor Swift. Sabrina Carpenter is steady on top of the Billboard 200 yet again this week. The pop singer has ruled the tally for the past 2 frames, and now she's headed for another turn in charge of the competitive ranking with what has turned out to be her star-making project. As her latest album Short and Sweet continues to dominate the Billboard 200, Carpenter manages a relatively uncommon feat. She's just the second musician to do so this year in America, and she's matched with a friend who helped her rise to new levels of fame and stardom. Short and Sweet has now led the charge on the Billboard 200 for the first 3 weeks it's spent on the list. The full-length debuted at number 1, and it hasn't budged since. Carpenter's new studio effort is just the second to spend its first 3 frames on Billboard's ranking of the most consumed albums in the US at number 1. Short and Sweet joins Taylor Swift's The Tortured Poets department as it reaches its 3rd stint running the show. While they may be the only 2 albums released in 2024 to rack up their first 3 turns on the Billboard 200's throne, that doesn't mean their performance has been the same. The Tortured Poets department has now ruled for 15 non-consecutive frames. The first dozen were uninterrupted, as not even some of the biggest names in the American music industry could end her winning streak. In its latest full tracking week of availability, Short and Sweet managed to shift another 117,000 equivalent units. That's a huge sum for a 3rd frame on the Billboard 200, and most titles can't approach that number in their first period. Just one other album has spent 3 weeks atop the Billboard 200 so far this year. Morgan Wallen's One Thing at a Time has collected 3 more turns in charge of the ranking in 2024, though they weren't in a row, and the set certainly isn't new. The project opened at number 1 on the tally last year, and it's been returning to the summit with some regularity. Carpenter opened for Swift on many dates of her ongoing The Eras tour. That coveted spot helped her gain many more fans, and it raised her profile. She's one of several musicians who have reaped the benefits of playing in front of such a massive crowd, as Gracie Abrams also reached new heights on the Billboard charts after doing the same.